It's a real pleasure and joy to be able to present a new report on behalf of the Australian Human Rights Commission, and one that's particularly important to my role as Age Discrimination Commissioner. That is shaping perceptions, how Australian media report on ageing. This is a really important issue as we see an ageing Australia, an Australia in which older people will become a much more prominent and dominant part of the community that we live in. And the media shapes the way in which we see and deal with, think about older people and about the issues that are important to them. This particular piece of research, which looked at the literature that was available, actually spoke to many of the important players in Australia's media landscape: professional journalists, communication experts, educators and others that play a vital role in the presentation of media to Australian communities, but particularly in relation to this area of how we see, how we talk about, how we react to older people and their issues. Very importantly, we were able to identify that there was good reporting in relation to older people on a number of occasions. There were positive stories about older people, particularly prominent older people and the work that they were still doing in their community. But overwhelmingly, we saw a negative approach to the reporting of older people and their issues. This is particularly true in seeing them as a burden in terms of the costs that will be incurred in relation to healthcare and aged care, a burden in relation to the care that needs to be provided to people, a view that somehow or another older people are diminished both in terms of their rights and their valuing in our Australian community. We know that the media reporting on ageing makes a difference. We know that it not only shapes the way in which Australians see older people, but it also shapes the way in which decisions that affect them are made. We also know that sometimes the media's reporting is a symptom or an outcome of the way in which society itself sees older people. So what we're trying to do with this report, a foundational report, is to link the media to older people and their issues in a much more effective way, to ensure that civil society and community service groups that advocate for and support older people have a much closer connection with media and able to in fact inform them in a much more effective way. But most importantly, we want to see that the Australian older people and their issues are treated with dignity and respect and are valued in the mainstream media, just as for every other generation in the Australian community. We look forward to this report being not only an information report, but the one that will actually change the way in which Australians, through the media, perceive and appreciate older people in Australia.